Welcome to Module 9 of 10 Success Factors for Service Desk Agents. I'm Jeff Rumberg, co-founder and managing partner of MetricNet. Today, we're going to cover success factor number 9. Know that you make a difference. You may recall that Module 6 of this course was about managing your career path. I made the point in that module that you have to take on this responsibility because no one is going to do it for you. Well, it turns out that the same thing is true of this module. It's important to always keep in mind, no matter how busy or chaotic things get, that you make a difference. Let me explain what I mean by this. Service and support professionals are the unsung heroes of the IT world. The vast majority of you toil away, delivering great service to your customers day in and day out. Yet you don't receive a lot of public recognition for the vital service that you provide. This is no easy job. We all know that. It's stressful. The workload is unrelenting. And many service desks operate with a bare bones staff. This is why burnout and hence turnover and absenteeism is at epidemic levels in this industry. The fact is, many agents just can't take the pressure and they don't last very long as a result. If you're lucky, you will receive regular feedback, encouragement, and positive reinforcement from your peers, your supervisor, and your manager. For some, this is enough to counteract the limited positive feedback you receive from the customers you serve. It's widely known in this industry that when you do your job and do it well, which is true the vast majority of the time, you will still receive minimal, if any, positive feedback and reinforcement from your customers. Yet when things don't go the way they're supposed to, for example, a ticket not being resolved on first contact, a ticket being misrouted, an extended wait time, or any number of other events that can negatively impact the customer experience, you're going to get an earful. You're going to hear about it from the customers. The sad truth is that when you're doing your job and doing it well, you almost never receive the recognition you deserve for a job well done. By contrast, when something goes wrong, the aggrieved customer is all too happy to announce to the world that the service desk is not doing its job. The reality is that satisfied and very satisfied customers are largely silent, while dissatisfied customers are very vocal. This leads me to the main point of this module. Know that you make a difference. By now, you probably know why this is important. It's because most agents receive precious little positive feedback and more than your fair share of negative feedback. And even if that feedback is not directed at you personally, it does land at the service desk level and then trickles down to the agent level. And unless you're counteracting this, and I'll talk about how that's done in a moment, an agent's job will be more stressful than it needs to be, and job satisfaction will suffer. As far as knowing that you make a difference, look no further than the last module where I discussed your value proposition. You create positive ROI by returning productive hours to your customers, and you drive high levels of customer satisfaction for all of IT. Nevertheless, it's important to counteract the largely unflattering narrative about the service desk that pervades most organizations. Here are some proven tips on how you can do that. First, read the customer satisfaction surveys or the NPS surveys that customers submit for your contacts or tickets. In Module 2, Track Your Progress, I talked about the importance of monitoring your personal performance as reported by customers that provide CSAT or NPS feedback on your tickets. And I especially encourage you to read any verbatim comments that customers write into the free-form fields of the survey. Even though fewer than half of all customers who even complete a survey will leave a comment, the most valuable insights are typically found in the comments section of the survey. Moreover, contrary to popular belief, which states that only dissatisfied customers respond to surveys, the exact opposite is true. Positive surveys and positive comments outnumber negative surveys and comments by a staggering 5-to-1 ratio. Industry-wide, Approximately 83% of all surveys are from satisfied or very satisfied customers, and 83% of all comments left by customers are positive. That's in stark contrast to the industry narrative that customers are by and large dissatisfied with their service desks. Secondly, on a monthly basis, read all of the customer surveys that are completed for your service desk, not just those that pertain to the customers you served. This will give you a broader perspective on customer sentiment, how the customers feel overall about the service they receive from the service desk. Third, any negative comments the service desk receives should be discussed openly with your peers or supervisor. Ask if the customer may be making a valid criticism. If so, you should identify what you can do differently going forward that will result in a better customer experience. The point here is that we don't want to ignore the valid criticism of the service desk, but at the same time, we don't want to amplify it unnecessarily, which is what happens in many organizations where a negative narrative about the service desk can take hold. Your best defense against that is to counter it with data. What do the customer satisfaction, NPS, and other quality indicators say about the service desk? Finally, let me point out some important observations about agent morale, job satisfaction, customer satisfaction, and a few other key performance indicators. Low morale and low job satisfaction are at epidemic levels in this industry. And that's a problem because low job satisfaction drives lower customer satisfaction, higher turnover amongst agents, and higher absenteeism. Conversely, high morale and hence high job satisfaction has the opposite effect. It increases customer satisfaction and decreases agent absenteeism and turnover. So it's important for a service desk to cultivate and encourage a culture of high morale and high job satisfaction. And the key to achieving those objectives is to know and actively remind yourself that you personally make a difference. Congratulations, you have now completed Module 9 of 10 Success Factors for Service Desk Agents. I look forward to seeing you in the next module.